Imagine a world where a $13 billion aircraft carrier, the ultimate ironclad symbol of global dominance, becomes a sinking graveyard in under 150 seconds, shattered by a weapon that costs less than the ship's own anchor. For centuries, China followed the rules of war. Today, they are setting that rulebook on fire. While the West focused on the status quo, Beijing spent the last decade forging an arsenal designed not to compete, but to render traditional navies completely obsolete. From hypersonic ghosts that surf the atmosphere at Mach 10 to silent snipers in the vacuum of space, we are witnessing a tectonic shift in power not seen since the atomic bomb. Today, we break down the 8 most dangerous missiles in China's arsenal weapons that have redefined the very physics of combat. Subscribe. Your support helps us produce more high-quality content, because by the time we hit number 1, you'll see why the world's elite strategists are officially losing sleep. Number 8. YJ-21, the Eagle Strike Carrier Killer. The YJ-21, or Eagle Strike 21, is no longer a future concept as of early 2026. It is the operational centerpiece of China's anti-access/area denial, a 2/AD strategy. This weapon is a cold-launched, 2-stage masterpiece of engineering that utilizes a high-thrust, solid rocket booster to punch into the thin air of the upper atmosphere. Once it reaches its peak, it releases a maneuverable re-entry vehicle that achieves a terrifying terminal velocity of Mach 10. What makes this speed so lethal is the physics of the approach. At 12,000 kilometers per hour, the friction against the air molecules creates a shroud of ionized plasma around the missile. This plasma sheath acts as a natural stealth coating, absorbing or deflecting incoming radar waves and leaving shipboard defenders with a detection-to-impact window of less than 20 seconds. Beyond its raw speed, the YJ-21 is fully integrated into the Beidou 3 satellite constellation and the Yaogan 30 surveillance network. This space-based kill web provides real-time mid-course updates, allowing the missile to adjust its path even if a U.S. supercarrier is performing extreme emergency maneuvers at 30 knots. By deploying this system on the Type 055 Renhai-class destroyers and the H-6N strategic bombers, China has extended its lethal strike radius to 1,500 kilometers. This effectively forces Western carrier strike groups to operate at greater distances from strategic zones, where their F-35C fighters would require multiple, complex mid-air refuelings, potentially exposing them to China's long-range defensive systems. This missile significantly enhances China's A2/AD deterrence capability, ensuring high-value naval assets must operate with caution near these areas. Hit the subscribe button and motivate us to bring you even better quality content. Number 7. DF-17, the Hypersonic Glider. The DF-17 has officially broken the mathematical foundation of 20th century missile defense. Traditional ballistic missiles travel in a high parabolic arc like a stone thrown into the air, which makes their landing point easy for Aegis computers to calculate. The DF-17, however, carries the DF-ZF Hypersonic Glide Vehicle, HGV, which changes the game entirely. Upon reaching the edge of space, the HGV detaches and skips off the dense layers of the atmosphere like a flat stone across water, maintaining a sustained cruise altitude between 40 and 60 kilometers. This is known as the intercept gap. It is too high for the Army's Patriot PAC-3 missiles and too low for the Navy's SM-3 exo-atmospheric interceptors. In 2026, the true danger of the DF-17 lies in its high G lateral maneuvering. Using advanced aerodynamic control fins and an AI-driven guidance system, it can zigzag mid-flight at Mach 8 to bypass localized defense bubbles like THAAD. It utilizes synthetic aperture radar, SAR, and infrared seekers to identify specific high-value targets such as hardened aircraft shelters or fuel depots with a precision level of less than 5 meters. This combination of unpredictable flight paths and pinpoint accuracy ensures that the first warning an enemy receives is the massive sonic boom of the impact. The DF-17 represents a shift from mass destruction to mass precision, capable of decapitating an entire military base's command structure before a single defender can even reach for a headset. If you appreciate our efforts, reward us with a subscription. Number 6. PL-15, the Aerial Sniper. The PL-15, designated by NATO as the CH-AA-10 Abaddon, is the weapon that effectively ended the era of undisputed Western air superiority. By 2026, the People's Liberation Army Air Force has optimized this long-range interceptor with a high-performance dual-pulse solid rocket motor. Unlike traditional missiles that bleed energy during maneuvers, the PL-15 holds its second pulse in reserve, igniting it in the terminal phase to provide a violent burst of speed, exactly as an enemy pilot attempts an evasive brake. This ensures a lethal kill probability, even at the extreme edges of its 300-kilometer range. At its heart lies a miniature active electronically scanned array, AESA radar seeker, which in 2026 features advanced passive attack modes. This allows the missile to home in on an enemy's own radar emissions, making it virtually immune to modern digital radio frequency memory (DRFM) jamming. When networked with KZJ 500 AWACS or satellite constellations via an encrypted two-way data link, a J-20 stealth fighter can launch the PL-15 in silent mode, receiving mid-course corrections without ever revealing its own position. This creates a no-escape zone, so vast that it forces Western tankers and command and control aircraft to retreat, effectively starving adversary fighters of the fuel and data they need to survive the battle. This capability serves as a massive aerial deterrent, ensuring that any opponent must think twice before entering the PL-15's kill grid. Number 5. DF-41, the Civilization Ender. The DF-41, Dongfeng 41, is the ultimate guardian of China's second strike capability. And as of 2026, it is the fastest and most survivable intercontinental ballistic missile on the planet. With a staggering top speed of Mach 25, it can cross the Pacific and reach the heart of North America in less than 22 minutes. The 2026 strategic posture confirms that China has achieved a launch-on-warning capability with the DF-41. Thanks to its advanced high-energy solid fuel propellant, it can be flight-ready in minutes, a massive leap over the hours required for older liquid-fueled systems. The true terror of the DF-41 lies in its MIRV, Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle, payload. A single missile can carry up to 10 nuclear warheads, each capable of being assigned to a different city or military base. To ensure these warheads reach their targets, the DF-41 deploys a sophisticated suite of penetration aids, including heavy metallic chaff and inflatable decoys that mimic the thermal signature of a real warhead, designed specifically to saturate and overwhelm the U.S. ground-based mid-course defense (GMD) system. By 2026, China has perfected a hybrid basing strategy. Hundreds of DF-41s are dispersed between the underground Great Wall, a 3,000-mile network of deep mountain tunnels, and massive new silo fields in Xinjiang and Gansu. This shell game ensures that even a massive preemptive strike could never neutralize China's nuclear deterrent, making the DF-41 the definitive final boss of global strategic warfare. Number 4. PL-17, the AWACS Hunter. The PL-17, designated by NATO as the CHAA-12 Auger, represents a profound doctrinal shift in aerial combat, designed specifically to decapitate an enemy's command and control infrastructure. Measuring nearly 6 meters in length, roughly twice the size of a standard air-to-air missile, this monster is too large for the internal bays of stealth fighters and is instead carried on the heavy-duty external pylons of the J-16 Flying Shark and the DJJ-20S. As of early 2026, the PL-17 has entered full-scale operational service with a confirmed engagement range of 400 to 500 kilometers. Its flight profile is its most lethal attribute. Upon launch, the missile performs a lofted trajectory, climbing into the thin air of the upper atmosphere to minimize aerodynamic drag before diving down on its prey at speeds exceeding Mach 4. This headshot tactic is targeted at high-value airborne assets, HVAA, like the E-3 Sentry AWACS and KC-46 tankers. By 2026, the PL-17 has been upgraded with a multimodal seeker that combines an active electronically scanned array, AESA radar with an infrared, IR sensor, allowing it to maintain a lock even if the target deploys intense electronic jamming or flares. By forcing these vital eyes and ears to retreat hundreds of miles from the front lines, the PL-17 effectively blinds the enemy's radar and starves their fighter jets of fuel, winning the air war before a single dogfight even begins. Number 3. CJ-100, the Supersonic Ghost. While the original CJ-100, DF-100, redefined supersonic flight, its 2026 evolution, the CJ-1000, has officially introduced the era of the operational scramjet to the battlefield. Unlike the American Tomahawk, which cruises at subsonic speeds, roughly 880 kilometers per hour, the CJ-1000 utilizes a high-efficiency, air-breathing scramjet engine to maintain a sustained hypersonic cruise at Mach 6. This technological leap allows the missile to navigate in the near-space altitude of 20 to 30 kilometers, a tactical sweet spot that is too low for exo-atmospheric interceptors and too fast for traditional surface-to-air missiles. With a staggering range of 3,000 to 4,000 kilometers, the CJ-1000 can be launched from road-mobile 10x10 TEL trucks, or the H-6N strategic bomber, providing China with the ability to strike time-sensitive targets as far as Guam, Darwin, or even Hawaii in under 40 minutes. The 2026 variant is engineered with advanced thermal management systems to prevent the missile from melting at hypersonic friction and uses AI-driven terrain matching combined with Beidou 3 satellite links to achieve pinpoint accuracy. Its ability to maneuver within the atmosphere while maintaining hypersonic velocity makes it the most difficult cruise missile in history to track, earning it the reputation of a ghost that only reveals its presence at the exact moment of impact. Number 2. JL-3, the Shadow from the Deep. The JL-3, Big Wave 3, is the cornerstone of China's sea-based nuclear triad, and by early 2026 it has achieved a historic milestone: its transition to the next-generation Type 096 Tang-class nuclear submarines. This missile is a 3-stage, solid-fuel powerhouse with an operational range now verified at 14,000 kilometers, effectively putting China in the same strategic elite as the United States' Trident 2D5. This massive range has fundamentally rewritten the rules of undersea warfare. Chinese boomers no longer need to risk the dangerous choke points of the first island chain to reach the open Pacific. Instead, they can remain within the bastion of the South China Sea, a maritime fortress protected by land-based sensor nets and the world's largest surface fleet, while still maintaining the capability to strike the entire continental United States. The 2026 variant of the JL-3 is a masterpiece of deception, equipped with up to 10 MIRV warheads that feature independent hypersonic glide technology. These warheads do not follow a simple ballistic path. They perform erratic, high-speed maneuvers during re-entry to bypass even the most advanced mid-course missile defenses. Hidden aboard submarines that operate in the 90 to 100 decibel range approaching the natural ambient noise of the ocean, the JL-3 ensures an assured second strike capability. It is the ultimate hidden sword, a weapon that guarantees even if a conflict begins on land, the final devastating word will come from the silent depths of the ocean. Number 1. HQ-19, the Space Shield. To win a modern war, you must deny the enemy the ability to fight back. The HQ-19 is the final boss of China's defensive architecture, and as of 2026, it has set a new gold standard for exo-atmospheric interception, surpassing the operational envelope of the American THAAD system. Designed to hunt and destroy intermediate-range ballistic missiles, IRBMs, and even low-altitude satellites, the HQ-19 operates at the edge of the vacuum, reaching altitudes exceeding 200 kilometers at a staggering speed of Mach 30. Its most advanced feature is its hit-to-kill kinetic vehicle, which uses pure momentum rather than explosives to obliterate incoming warheads through direct physical impact, a feat of precision equivalent to hitting a bullet with another bullet in total darkness. The system is guided by the Type 610A L-band radar, a solid-state active phased array with a monstrous detection range of 4,000 kilometers. By 2026, the HQ-19 has become more than just a domestic shield. It is now the anchor of a regional shield strategy, with systems being integrated into the defense networks of strategic partners like Pakistan to counter high-tier regional threats. By mastering the ability to intercept even hypersonic glide vehicles before they re-enter the atmosphere, the HQ-19 grants China a strategic asymmetrical advantage. It is the final piece of the puzzle, an impenetrable digital and kinetic umbrella that allows China to project power globally while remaining virtually untouchable by retaliation. We have just journeyed through an arsenal that doesn't just push the envelope, it tears it apart. From the Eagle strike that haunts the oceans at Mach 10 to the HQ-19 that shields the heavens, China has spent the last decade building a new reality where the giant iron fortresses of the past are becoming liabilities, and the vacuum of space has become the ultimate high ground. We are no longer talking about if the rules of war will change. They have already been rewritten in hypersonic fire and silent orbital precision. But the most important question isn't about the range of a DF-41 or the speed of a CJ-1000, it's about the global balance of power. As these made-in-China technologies begin to anchor regional shields from the South China Sea to the corridors of CPEC 2.0, the world is forced to ask, is the age of the single superpower over? Or is this the beginning of an arms race that will take us beyond the stars? The future is moving at hypersonic speeds, and we are here to help you track every second of it. If this deep dive into China's 2026 arsenal revealed a world you weren't prepared for, hit that like button and let us know in the comments which of these 8 weapons you think is the true game changer.